Aisle 8A. Boy, we sure are a long way from automotive.
Well, hello everybody. I am so glad that you are back, and I am especially happy because today I am covering one of my longtime favorites, King of the Hill. And I definitely wanted to focus in this video originally on Aisle 8A because while I have seen a lot of representation for Peggy Hill's sex ed episode, not nearly enough for this one.
Oh, Chuck.
Originally in my head, what I wanted to do was to examine the episode of Aisle 8A and talk about what it was like to be a female King of the Hill viewer and how this episode impacts me and societally today, how it still does.
Mr. Hill, I just got my first period.
Now, if you're a big King of the Hill fan, you already know the plot. They are watching over Connie while the Supernusumpones are away on a business trip. And of course, Connie ends up getting her period. So Hank has to figure out how to help her because he has no availability to get help from Peggy or his own mother. That is when I got the brainstorm to instead focus on how Hank reacts to TMI and how he reacts to awkward world scenarios.
Couldn't you just give her this stuff? You are a hospital.
No, you have to go and buy them.
I mean, let's say I got stitches. You might send me home with a box of Band-Aids if I asked for them, right?
Band-Aids aren't going to work in this situation. Please, don't try Band-Aid.
To borrow a terminology from the brand new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, Hank is an anchor character, and it is amazing to watch him respond to these scenarios in which he is very ill prepared and seeing how he coordinates himself to help the people around him or to be able to help himself out of awkward situations. In Aisle 8A, I thought it was very touching that he moved past his comfort zone in order to help Connie in her time of need.
This really sucks, Mr. Hill. My mom taught me nothing. $6.95 for one stupid box?
All I can think about is the timing of when this episode happened canonically and how horrible the prices were at Megalomart because, damn, look at the prices now! Of course, we know that it is absolutely ridiculous that Hank takes her to an emergency room when this happens, as well as the Supernusumpones halting their business trip to scramble to get back home as if this were a dire medical emergency. But that's besides the point. I just thought it was a great direction to change in.
Girls' lives and the freshness and all that.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, poor Connie.
Poor Connie?
We have been married for 20 years, and I can't get you past aisle 5.
Hank really steps it up to have painful conversations with both his wife and his son about this.
Every woman has a period. Of time. Every month.
Even Mom?
Bobby, if we're going to get through this, you cannot ask me questions like that.
He creates a positive ripple effect where Bobby is able to speak to Connie about this, and he also helps out Con.
8A. What is aisle 8A?
You know, it's the one next to the deodorants and the, ointments.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
This also brings to mind Season 8, Episode 10, That's What She Said, where Hank really stands up for himself and his coworkers when there is a lot of harassment going on at work. First verbally, then it becomes physically abusive, and I just think that it is awesome that Hank goes to such lengths as going to an attorney to get information about sexual harassment because it goes past TMI and just being embarrassing to becoming a very abusive workspace. And we know that Hank really loves work. He's a company man.
Don't you wish we could still say words like meat and tool and unit without someone turning it into something foul? Those are our words. I say let's take them back.
I also want to say Ben Stiller did great voiceover work in this episode. And who can forget Hank's reaction in Pygmalion, Season 7, Episode 9?
Luann, sometimes men aren't interested in what they say they're interested in. To put it bluntly, they're more interested in something else.
Oh, you mean sex?
No. Yes.
And who can forget Hank's brave battle with constipation in Hank's Unmentionable Problem, Season 1, Episode 6?
Occupied!
Oh, Hank, you're alive.
Close the damn door. Can't you see I'm in here, pet?
Big fans of King of the Hill will remember in this episode that he only was able to release when he had an emotional conversation with his wife, which took a lot for him to get over that mental block of sharing his feelings. A very epic episode indeed, Season 3, Episode 18, Love Hurts, and so does Art.
Beef-filled colon, Arlen, Texas, huh? Look, Hank, Dr. Morley took this x-ray. That's the name of your doctor. Oh, dear Lord. Hank, honey, I think this is your colon from when you were constipated.
Oh my God.
You truly cannot say that every sequel is crappy because this is Hank's past coming back to haunt him from his horrible constipation episode, and he gets the last laugh because he utilizes the law on his side to be able to get his private medical records off of an art exhibit, which I don't even understand how that was legal, but it's okay.
Right of free expression. Oh, you can have all the free speech you want within the law. And in the state of Texas, there's a law against defaming beef.
Of course, there was his reaction to Square Peg, Season 1, Episode 2, where his wife is a substitute sex ed teacher. Oh yeah.
Penis. I did it.
I also think it's hilarious that she purposely says uvula instead of vulva, but that's another story.
Vagina!
My final honorary mention will be this amazing book called The Boy Ain't Right by Hank Hill, even though it's really written by Mike Judge and Greg Daniels. It is a wonderful in-universe book. As you can see, lots of bookmarks, so let me see if I can just chisel this down. This whole section about preparing for a baby's delivery, which also, never seen Peg with that kind of manicure before, except for, I believe, when she was in the beauty pageant and when she made friends with a hooker. Maybe even the episode where she made friends with the drag queen. Anyway, getting distracted. So this whole section is very Hank authentic here. He talks about home births versus hospital births. He talks about midwives. And especially this part right here is very canonical because we see that Hank was not present in the room for Bobby's birth. So that is one section that speaks to Hank's aversion to TMI or any kind of personal matters of the human body. This is a canonical, themed, in-universe kind of baby journal we have going on here, and Peggy writes in her own journal that they would have had more children if it weren't for Hank's narrow urethra, and he censored the birth journal. Not cool, man. She's the one who had to suffer through the birth, which it's kind of crazy. It says Head and Shoulders, April 6th at 11:37 p.m. and then Chest and Legs, April 7th, 1:42 a.m. So that sounds like that was a pretty rough birth. But of course, we would know Peggy would be more comfortable talking about matters of the body.
Vagina!
There's lots of amazing sections in this book. Mr. Hill, you have no ass. There's also a neat post-credits Easter egg in the book if you are to raise a daughter instead of a son, and of course it is comically and purposefully outdated, but it is a great book, and I definitely recommend grabbing a copy, especially if you can get it from a used bookstore or a library sale, which it looks like that's what this was from. So yeah, definitely recommend this book for you. I'll tell you what. Well, that's it from me. I would love to hear in the comments what your favorite King of the Hill episode is, or what your favorite reaction is that Hank has to everyday life. So, can't wait to hear from you guys. Hope that you'll like, subscribe, comment, and do all the fun things. Hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.